Got a shortened show today as we're live here out on the patio here at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. The third round of the college football playoff poll is about to come out about an hour from now, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Shouldn't be too much changing in the top four, or if you listen to some talking heads, there might be a little bit of shuffling in the top 10 with Oklahoma losing and some other teams to be on the lookout for if chaos does happen over the next couple of weeks. So we are live here till about 5:28 when we'll hand things over to the Crimson Tide Sports Network. But we're going to do this. We're going to take an early timeout here, take your phone calls on the other side, as we're live here at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
At Bryant Bank, we recognize your time is valuable, and easy, secure access to your finances is essential. That's why we provide the financial tools you need to manage your money on the go and make life a bit easier. At Bryant Bank, we're here to help with instant debit cards, Apple Pay, person-to-person payments, and more. Bryant bankers want to show you how beneficial our digital banking services can be. Learn more at bryantbank.com. Bryant Bank. Live legendary. Member FDIC.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Have you ever found exactly the right new car or truck with the exact features that you want and nothing else? Well, at Woody Anderson Ford, we can promise you just that. Hey, Bobby White back again, and you can now factory order your new Ford today, and you'll get your new car or truck exactly the way you want it. And there's no extra cost to custom order. Plus, you get $1,000 off MSRP on top of any additional factory rebates. This applies to 2021 F-150, Explorer, Ranger, and Expedition. It's a win-win with a custom order at Woody Anderson Ford. You get the colors, the features, and the options that fit your life. Plus, you get notified when it's built, shipped, and ready to deliver. Listen, buying a new car or truck is likely the second largest investment you'll ever make. So why settle? Get exactly what you want with a custom factory order today. And get $1,000 off MSRP. See how at WoodyAndersonFord.com or at the corner of Jordan Lane and Sparkman Drive. Hope to see you soon.
Chad, cue the cheesy Italian music. So you're in charge of the dinner spot, and the family is a hard group to please. Dad wants award-winning 21-day age certified Angus beef. Mom craves authentic Italian food like great grandma. Sissy pretty much won't eat anything but fresh seafood, And old life of the party, Uncle Walter, likes to enjoy a cigar after dinner with some live local entertainment and some killer cocktails. So you think you're in a pickle? Well, you're not. Relax. I'm Tom Chapman, chef at Nick's Ristorante at 10300 Bailey Cove Road, just south of Weatherly. We have all that and more. Our friendly and helpful staff is eager to help you Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 5. So, corral that crazy crew of yours and give us a call at 256-489-8280 or tell them to check us out at nicksristorante.com. I promise you, the gang will all think you're a culinary cruise director of awesomeness if you take them all to Nick's. See you soon. Ciao. Okay, Chad, kill that music.
Nick's is for patrons 19 or older.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at woodyandersonford.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
Back here at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill, we're going to walk you up to Alabama basketball as they're taking on South Alabama tonight. Got a nice big long segment here for you. If you'd like to climb aboard, do so right now on the Neighbors Wealth Management hotline at 256-576-4977. How are you, Wes?
Doing good, Steve. Good to be here.
Yep.
Back at the Furniture Factory where it's Pedro's
birthday.
Yeah, always Pedro's birthday every Tuesday. He's throwing a Mexican feast. And
that's right.
If you haven't been here to try it, it's something else. Starts at 6 o'clock. And it'd be a good place to come watch the game and get some Mexican food or a good steak, which they also have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. By the way, I tried the chicken tortilla soup. That is fantastic here at the Furniture Factory.
So
a little bit of everything.
It's Mark's mom's recipe.
Really?
Yes.
Well, it is next level. Nick Saban spoke to the media yesterday. Had quite a bit to say, including Weisenheimers out there that are critical of defensive coordinators and offensive coordinators. Here's what Coach Saban had to say to you guys out there.
Well, I don't know. I just, I think it's fine that, we criticize ourselves all the time. We try to close the gap on perfect in everything that we do. I think players try to close the gap on perfect in everything that they do. Is it possible to be perfect all the time? Probably not. That's why you prepare. That's why you practice. All right, but when we don't get the gap closed like we'd like to, we're very critical of ourselves in terms of identifying what we need to do to try to fix it and how we can try to help players become better. Whether it's physical, psychological, whatever the challenge may be. So we're always trying to get it right. We're always trying to be perfectionists in how we go about what we do. I don't think we've ever accomplished that, nor do I think we ever will. So there's always going to be something that you can be critical of. And there's something that I can be critical of. There's something that every coach can be critical of relative to his players. Every player can be critical of himself and something that he could have done better. So I think, getting criticized is kind of a part of the game. I'm not sure anybody gets it wrong. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. There's obviously more than one way to skin a cat. So, how you go about trying to win a game, whether it's at the end of the game and you don't throw it on third down to get a first down and give the other team the ball back with no timeouts with a minute left to go in the game. I mean, we could debate that forever as to what the best way to do that is. But, we chose to do it a certain way and it worked. So, but everybody's entitled to their opinion of what we should have done. But the thing that no one has to deal with that has an opinion is the consequences. We have to deal with the consequences of the decisions and choices that we make. And, when we make good ones, when they work, they're usually good ones. And, when they don't work, they're not good ones. So that's just part of the game.
I thought it was a great answer. He handles things so well. it's amazing the guy wins the national championship every other years for the last 12 years.
Well, it's a rebuilding year.
Yeah,
in Tuscaloosa. Yeah, they're only ranked number 2.
Yeah, and have been number 1 every year, but the first year at some point in the season, which I don't think will ever be done again. But you know, there's some. So when I criticize, it's with the understanding of, hey, yeah, things can get better. This is what I think, you know, and everybody's they're watching film doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's but firing somebody, I think that sometimes it has to be bad to fire somebody. And
Missouri, Florida, bad.
Yeah. Well, you know, Dan Mullen makes no friends with anybody, and I think that's, you know,
pretty obvious.
Yeah, Scott Strickland seems like he likes him. You know, I had a lot of trouble with all the things he did last year. But the guy could call plays, and you know, when the wheels come off, though. It doesn't matter who you are. They just come off. You know, you start losing players, and all of a sudden you start rotating quarterbacks, and one of them's breakdancing in the hall and gets hurt. I mean, sometimes it's not your year. And then you fire your defensive coordinator, and then with 3 games left, makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, you ever thought about, you know, the work those guys do? I don't think anybody really knows. The only reason I know is because I have a couple kids that do it, and
they just don't show up to the stadium on Saturday. And let's see if this will work. Let's draw it in the dirt.
They've been watching film all summer long.
Yeah.
Then they got to put a game plan together on Monday, and that's a lot of work. And I think Florida's problem is that they don't have superior athletes. And on offense, Dan Mullen knows how to get around it. But I'm not sure on defense it's so stacked against you already.
Well, he had high-level athletes last year, though.
Yeah, I mean, right. And you got to give them credit for developing them, too. You know, nobody offered Kyle Trask a scholarship to Florida.
That's right. Yeah.
So I don't know if Dan Mullen was even the one that offered it. But still, he saw something in him, got him to stay. So Dan Mullen is, I think, a top 20 coach. I don't think there's any question about that. To win at Mississippi State like you did was unprecedented. And they were number 1 at one time in the first college football playoff. They were number 1 and were undefeated to Alabama beat them in Tuscaloosa. So he's developed some of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen in college.
256-576-4977, the telephone number. Todd is on line 1 on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. How are you, Todd?
Hey, Steve. How are you?
Doing well. Always good to hear from you.
Always good. Who was that coach we were listening to in the beginning there?
That would be Nick Saban.
Never heard of him. Anyway, Wes, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Wes, are you having a stroke in Tuesday?
I am.
I'm telling you, I'm glad you're stroking it today. I wanted to get you guys' opinion. I want to go to the other side of the conference here. And, a former Tennessee Valley Viper head coach, it wasn't Brett Muncie, it was Tom Luganville.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard his comments about one Lincoln Riley?
Yeah, he went on the Tom Abraham show and speculated that Lincoln would be a good fit at LSU.
Is he friends with Lincoln Riley? No.
I don't know.
Wow.
Tom knows everything.
That'd be interesting.
So here's the interesting part about that, I think, is that let's just hypothetically say that Lincoln Riley does take the LSU job. That would leave the Oklahoma job open. And one very interesting character, I don't want to put the cart before the horse here, for Oklahoma to look at, would the Sun come back home again and they would steal from Rocky Top?
Wow. Another one and done for Rocky Top.
Than Lane. I believe that would be a strong possibility if Luganville is right and Lincoln Riley does go to LSU, because I kind of buy Luganville. I think it's been interesting. You remember earlier this year, there was the reporter, the student that was looking through binoculars at practice, and I don't think that really set well with Lincoln. And he canceled some sort of press conference this week, and he's kind of acting a little strange. And then they lay an egg at Baylor. Just something interesting that Luganville said, and then I do wonder if Heupel would be interested in returning to his alma mater.
Well, I think everybody's interested in returning to their alma mater, and but either way, you're going to end up in the SEC. So
I really hope for Tennessee's sake
that he does.
That
Me too.
Does not happen.
But yeah, that's interesting. That's a good.
Probably is all for it.
What's that, Todd?
I think Lane Kiffin's probably all for it. Take a little pressure off him.
I think I think Kiffin is going to.
He's trying to go to South Beach.
Yeah, that's what I hear. We'll see. He wants to get back closer to his boat.
Yes, a lot of interesting jobs. But I'll jump off here and let somebody else. I just wanted to throw that little hypothetical at you guys. Keep stroking it, Wes.
Will do.
Thank you, Todd. 256-576-4977, the telephone number if you'd like to partake. Shortened show here today, only on for another 13 minutes before we hand things over to the Crimson Tide Sports Network. And there was some talk today on, pardon the interruption, on another SEC coach potentially going to another SEC school. Here are the talking heads that are Tony and Mike on Jimbo Fisher.
Let's move to college football, where Texas A&M coach Jimbo Fisher is denying interest in the LSU opening. The man who hired Fisher at A&M, Scott Woodward, he's now the AD at LSU. But Fisher said yesterday the Aggies recruiting class, his recruiting class, is too good to leave, that he wants to be at A&M, plans on being at A&M, and doesn't want to be anywhere else. Tone Fisher sounds clear on this issue, but are you sensing any wiggle room?
It's very declarative. Let me get the exact quotes. I ain't going nowhere, and I plan on being at A&M. I think everybody would say he's staying at A&M, but if I was a booster at LSU, I wouldn't pay attention to those quotes. And I'd go through the following things. He's got history at LSU. He coached there under Nick Saban. He's already left one place for a lot more money someplace else. He left Florida State, Mike, where he won a national championship, and he took the money at A&M. And as you say, the guy who hired him to A&M and gave him all that money is now poised to give him a lot of money at LSU. Can anybody not look at 2 and 2 and see that it equals 4? In this particular case, what you say to Jimbo Fisher, if you're the AD, Scott Woodward, what you say is pretty simple. Come home. Come home. This is where you were. We want you back. As far as your great recruiting class rated number 1, it's lovely. You've done a lovely job. I got 2 words for you. Transfer portal.
Yeah. Tony, I don't know Jimbo Fisher. I don't have a sense of what's important to him. You know, sometimes when you know people and you know they have moved before and you know they have wanderlust and you know that they're always looking for a greener pasture or they just get bored. You know, some people just get bored and they love where they are. I don't know that about Jimbo Fisher. I don't know his personal characteristics and what moves him. But I'm not willing to lump him with others who have denied interest in moving and move because he may love A&M. He may love being there. He's got this recruiting class. Maybe, Tony, he believes his best shot at becoming what they have at Alabama and what they've had at LSU is sticking with this group of kids he's recruited at A&M and doing it there, and maybe that's his motivation. But I don't think it's automatic. And by the way, what A&M can't pay him as much as LSU? Yeah, they sure as hell can because they got boosters too.
I'm not saying it's automatic. I'm not saying it's automatic, and that was a nice subtle reference that you made before to Nick Saban, who told everybody, I'm not going to Alabama, I'm staying at the Dolphins, told me to my face, and then went to Alabama. But I will say this about Scott Woodward. This is his move. He has lured people out of the state of Texas before. Yeah. Kim Mulkey left Baylor to go to LSU. Kim Mulkey of 3 national championships. He got Chris Peterson to Washington out of Boise State. He got Buzz Williams out of Virginia Tech to Texas A&M. So I don't discount his persuasive ability. We move on. And
thank goodness. Those guys get paid? Anyway, they get paid a lot of money. Aren't they the most...
Yeah. One of the highest rated shows
Jimbo
on
Fisher's not going anywhere.
ESPN.
He said he's not going anywhere. Why would he go to LSU? He's getting the recruits where he is. They've never won a national championship there. And their administration's all behind him. He goes to LSU. It's like a knife fight. Behind the scenes. He'd be an idiot to go to... and Texas A&M is going to match anything he's offered anyway. So it can't be about money.
Are you going to be watching the college football playoff poll that comes out here in about 45 minutes?
No, probably not. But I'll watch it sometime. I mean, it'll be announced everywhere.
Yes, it will. I imagine even along the Crimson Tide Sports Network, as there is no doubt Bama, I would assume, going to hold firm at the number 2 overall position. College Football Live this afternoon, Greg McElroy was asked about chaos. Who can benefit from chaos the most in college football as we wind down the regular season? Take it away, G-Mac.
Windy, and no one's talking about either one of them, but let's just do it on their behalf. Notre Dame is in a really good position. Notre Dame did lose to Cincinnati, but Notre Dame right now is playing really good football. They just dominated a Virginia team that's bowl eligible, and now they're going to have the opportunity if things fall apart in front of them. Let's say there's a 2-loss Big 12 champion, 2-loss Pac-12 champion, 1-loss Big 10 champion, and Georgia beats Alabama in the SEC championship. I think Cincinnati will get in. I think the 1-loss Big 10 champion will get in. And I think you got a real chance for a Notre Dame to sneak in the back door. The other team I would say would be the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. While I understand very much it's going to be a long, long road, but this team's worst moment came in a losing effort where they at one point had a massive lead against the North Carolina Tar Heels. And if they can go to Clemson, an improved Clemson team that's won 5 out of 6, if they can go to Clemson, get a win this weekend, and then back it up with a win against Boston College, making their way to the ACC championship game where they might beat a ranked Pitt team or whoever it may be. That could be enough if everything else falls apart in front of them to leapfrog some of the teams that might be sitting in front of them too with that conference championship next to their name. So I think Notre Dame and Wake Forest need to pray for some chaos, and if it happens, they could somehow find the way in the back door of the college football playoff conversation.
So McElroy did not say the following team, Cincinnati. He is of the belief that Cincinnati is in a very good position to make the top 4 as it stands right now. We heard different from Dave Bartu last week here on
impossible.
This. Yep.
2% chance, 1% chance.
Nearly impossible.
Nearly impossible. I mean, you don't play. I mean, their schedule, I don't know what it is now. It was 100th. Their schedule rank is 100th.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's almost the worst schedule in the nation. It's hard to take a team serious.
I did look that up last night, and I believe they are still in triple digits in terms of strength of schedule. The top strength of schedule is Indiana, but also up there in the top 10 is Mississippi State. Here it is, strength of schedule-wise. Georgia's strength of schedule ranks 30th in the country, Alabama 44, Ohio State 40, Oklahoma State's strength of schedule is at 25, Notre Dame's is at 21, Michigan at 38, Oklahoma at 66. Wisconsin's strength of schedule comes in at number 12, and Cincinnati is number 100. for your strength of schedule.
And really, that's low for usually Georgia and Alabama are in the top 20.
Usually.
Yeah, so that's very
Texas
low.
A&M at 29.
I imagine Alabama's will go up because they play in
two more ranked opponents.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how far Auburn drops tonight as they get ready to take on South Carolina this weekend. That's another game that we're going to talk quite a bit about later on in the week, as Auburn going to look noticeably different moving forward without their starting kicker and their starting quarterback, just to name a couple, and their starting tight end.
Yes.
I mean, it's going to look a whole lot different.
We said all year that Auburn really couldn't afford many injuries, and we'll see how they look in South Carolina. They're favored in the game, which is good. It's just you never know. Some teams will rally around and play better, right?
Yep.
They know they have to play better, and they'll step it up. But it was obvious that I think if Bo Nix is not many people would say this, but I believe it. If Bo Nix didn't get hurt on that play, I think Auburn's going to win the game. They're going to score right there and change the game. And if you go back and watch the tape, I mean, that was the first drive Auburn had the ball.
Yeah.
And now a lot of other things had to happen bad for Auburn, and I think they showed the way to beat Auburn throwing the ball. So, this copycat league. Let's see if Auburn can fill those holes, right? That's how you got to do it.
Yep. Final call for phone calls, 256-576-4977. Just a couple of minutes left in the program today. I did want to at least give a shout-out to Decatur Heritage's Brandon Kyle. And this was well documented this past Friday night on our scoreboard show with Scott Tyson and Chad Gwatney, as they did an excellent job covering what this young man did in a second-round victory for Decatur Heritage. I don't know if you've heard about it, Wes.
Have not.
Brandon Kyle, the quarterback for Decatur Heritage, had 11 total touchdowns in the game. He was 11 of 18 for 271 yards passing through the air.
So every
18
pass completion was a touchdown?
18 rushes for 358 yards rushing. He had 8 rushing touchdowns and 3 passing touchdowns, setting the record in the playoffs. And this is Coach Steve.
Was Florida's defensive coordinator this week? Did he do their game on Friday? Who did they play? Who did they play?
They played. Oh, goodness. Why isn't it in here in the story?
That couldn't have happened in August. He'd have passed out, and if it was August.
But Decatur Heritage does indeed move on with the 76-60 victory. You score 60 points and you lose by 16 in your second-round playoff game.
I watched a game like that with Davin Palmer, and I've talked about it. That's one of the best players I've seen in high school. When he jumped, it looked like somebody shot him out. It's like a circus guy. Somebody shot him out of a cannon.
DJ, let me give you the final 45 seconds. What's on your mind, sir?
Oh, goodness. Final 45 seconds. Okay. Sorry I dropped you guys a couple times last night. I was going through the woods. Somebody had made a great comment last night talking about the difference from year to year, talking about playing a click below pro and then many clicks below. That was an awesome comment. I want to get your thoughts on, what do you think has really happened? We haven't heard a lot about NIL, but how much do you think that has played into this year? Because I remember, Wes, you were talking about in spring training that this Alabama defense was going to be phenomenal, and they've had their moments, but it's just kind of been lackluster.
DJ, we are right up against it. I appreciate the phone call. I'm going to try to schedule Christy Dosh tomorrow to answer that question. Alabama basketball is next.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.